contest is scheduled for one fall.
Approaching the ring from Marietta, Georgia, weighing 223 pounds, Cody Rhodes.
His opponent from St. Louis, Missouri, weighing 245 pounds, Randy Orton.
You got chills in your religion, all designed to keep you safe. But when rules start getting broken, you start questioning your faith. I have a voice that is my savior, hates to love and loves to hate. I have a voice that has the knowledge and the power to your fate. I hear voices crying, I see heroes dying, I taste blood that's trying, I feel tension rising. I hear voices in my head, they count to me, they understand, they talk to me, they talk to me. They tell me things that I will do, they show me things I'll do to you, they talk to me.
Hey, how's it going, guys? I bet you didn't expect some commentary on this match, but I have some time to spare, so why not? Anyways, Vengeance. This Sunday, you've got Randy Orton versus Rhodes in a non-title match. By the way, my prediction for this match is Randy Orton. I've said so in the prediction game video between Del Rio and John Cena. So if you want to leave your predictions, leave them in that video. It's always the first video I upload. That's the official prediction game video. And yeah. So anyways, back to what I was saying. This is a non-title match. It's not for the Intercontinental Championship, which to me, it's pretty disappointing. I was hoping this match would be a title match. By the way, it's been a while. It's been a while since Randy Orton, has been in a non-title match at a pay-per-view. He's been, the last, 5 pay-per-views or so. Randy Orton's been, in the World Heavyweight Championship scene. He's been fighting Christian and Henry. Yeah, Christian and Henry. But but he's been fighting Christian for 4 pay-per-views or something like that, and Henry for 2. Wait, that makes 6. I don't know, guys. I don't know how many times he fought Christian and on the pay-per-views. I'm pretty tired right now, so I don't want to go look that up. Anyways, so like I said, I'm pretty disappointed that it's a non-title match, seeing as I thought the WWE was building back up the IC title, kind of, I guess, pushing it, if that makes sense. Bringing value back to the championship. Not only the IC title, but the US title and the Tag Team Championship. You've got, for example, you've got Dolph Ziggler. Right now, Dolph Ziggler is the longest reigning champion. He's been champion the longest out of all the champions right now in the WWE, sorry. And Tag Team Championships, well, you've got actually a legend tag team now, Air Boom. I don't know, I'm not a big fan of the name, but, they're a tag team now. Pretty nice tag team too. And they've actually been defending the championship at, a couple pay-per-views now and against opponents. While, a year back or so, the Tag Team Championships were defended, I don't know, maybe once a month? Sometimes, yeah, once a month or something like that. Tag Team Champions weren't, featured on Raw that much or on pay-per-views. And you've also got the IC title, and Cody Rhodes, who's, brought back the old IC title. He's been defending his championship as well pretty often against guys like Sheamus, who's a top guy. He's a former WWE champion. He defended it in a, Battle Royale, so that's pretty good. But, Randy Orton Randy Orton is not going to be fighting Cody Rhodes for the IC title, at least not at Vengeance. But, you know, looking back, guys, looking back at 2006, right? You had Ric Flair. He was the IC champion back then. And he was actually feuding with Triple H over the championship. You know, back then Ric Flair was the face and Triple H was the heel. And the first match they had, you know, in the feud, it was a title match for the Intercontinental Champion. The champion at that time was Ric Flair, and it was in a cage match. So you had these two top guys, two, you know, former world champions, multiple time world champions, fighting for the Intercontinental Championship. You know, that just made the title, you know, look even more important, you know, even more valuable. Which is why I'd like to see the same thing that at Vengeance, you know, a guy like Randy Orton, a guy that's been in the main event scene for a long time now, a guy that's been a former world champion, Royal Rumble winner, WWE champion, you know, he's basically done it all. For him to fight for the IC title, like I said, that brings a whole lot of value to the championship. But, you know, who knows, maybe the WWE has some plans, maybe they're gonna, you know, this is the first match of the feud, even though they've had matches before that. But I mean, the first match on pay-per-view. Who knows? They might have 2 matches, 3 matches, and if they have a second match, then they can make that second match for the IC title. I mean, when Flair and Triple H were feuding, the first match was for the title, and Ric Flair won that, so he retained the championship. And then the second match was non-title, and Triple H won that. So Ric Flair, you know, he stayed Intercontinental Champion, but at the same time, Triple H came out, you know, the winner of that feud. So they could do the same here, but, you know, the second match, if it's for the title, then Cody Rhodes, he could come out victorious and retain the championship. And if they want, you know, Randy Orton to, you know, I guess, come out victorious of the feud, well, they could just have a third match either on SmackDown or another pay-per-view or something like that, where Orton wins. And it could be a non-title match, since I don't think, you know, the company is going to put the IC title on Randy Orton. I'm pretty sure he's going to win back the World Heavyweight Championship. Anyways, that's all I got to say. If you guys haven't given your predictions already, just go to the Del Rio vs. John Cena prediction game match, part 1, and leave your predictions there. And yeah, with that said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm out. See ya.